All right, this is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. I wanted to talk about the AI Terminator Matrix. It's basically a control system that controls the creation and distribution of power, electricity, the creation and flow of financial, the manipulation of public opinion, the manipulation of weather. Basically, it's a corruption of perspective. The limbic system of humanity, the collective perspective or the collective consciousness of humanity. So there are those that are really big on preparing, and they may think they're preparing for an EMP or a coronal mass ejection. With enclosed cosmology, that presents itself as purely science fiction. Then, like earlier this morning, I was listening to the Black Awakening with Stephen Quayle and Russ Dizdar, and they were talking about how Michael Aquino was asked to leave the program of let's see, the mind control program at Fort Bragg, and that's ridiculous. Michael Aquino is a Satanist. He founded the Temple of Set. So there's people that have pieces of the puzzle of what's going on. To be intellectually honest, none of us know what we don't know, including myself. I don't pretend to. So what I would simply say is it's very important to seek the truth with all your heart, because it could get very difficult very quickly. The one of the most disturbing realities that I've found out, and I believe to be true, is that the artificial intelligence has administrator access to the whole internet and all that the internet controls. So even YouTube channels that I've featured that say Y2K was going to be a non-event, well, not exactly. One of the things that happened was much of the power grid was automated, and that means that AI can regulate the creation and distribution of electricity more effectively. So, in the case of this huge coronal mass ejection that some talk about, and basically turning the power system, making it to where it would take decades and that to restore, if ever it were able to be restored to where it is now, if it's just actually turned off in areas, and then it could be turned on. So, for example, it's December. We're in many parts of the country. It's very cold, and I think of this not just from a what about the United States? It's what about my friends and family all over the face of this earth? There are pockets of prosperity, and a majority of the population is just trying to survive, just trying to survive in the midst of being poisoned through the food, water, and air. One of the practical responses that I have is to tell everybody the truth as much as I can. In the short video I did earlier with the swans in our backyard, I mentioned that on December 5th, YouTube messaged me and said that our liked videos playlist, not just mine, but everybody's, was not going to be publicly viewable. Now they shut it off on me. They made it private several occasions. And then I go back and I reset it to make it public. And you might think, well, hey, that's no big deal. I can find what you found. Oh, really? Maybe you can. What it also is, just so you're aware of, is that there's over 4,200 videos on my liked video playlist. Many of those videos are getting millions of views. more and more difficult to find. With that being said, there are millions of occurrences of my liked videos playlists out there. I've got thousands and thousands that I've typed in, copied and pasted them on my photo album that has thousands of occurrences. So thousands of thousands is millions. And yes, as nice as it is that I've got a backup of those photos, the photo isn't the big deal. What is the big deal is the playlist that contains the information you may want to consider. You may want a little extra, instead of necessarily guns and gold, as valuable as some of that may be in certain applications, tuna and toilet paper and peanut butter and garbage bags and extra water. Extra water? There won't be any extra water. You shut off the electricity and you lose sanitation for water reclamation. You lose the pumping of water into the water towers. And even with the cell towers, many of those are going to be powered up for quite some time. Some of them are energized with generators that are powered with natural gas, LP, liquid petroleum. In the areas of the country that it gets really cold, if the power is shut off for a week, there will be a lot of people that die. They'll freeze to death, their cars will run out of gasoline. So there's contingencies that we had for Y2K. Contingency upon contingency upon contingency. I've been a kind of MacGyvering things for a long time. MacGyver came up with some interesting scenarios. I had a pedal-powered wheat grinder and thousands of pounds of wheat, uh, auxiliary power with generators and stored up gas and diesel and years supplies of firewood. Well, we're in South Carolina now, and one of the things that I would help you to consider is that in the area that we live, there last year we had roughly 20 million guests here. If we have a catastrophic breakdown of infrastructure at any given time, however many millions of people would be here, they could toss out their beach chairs and boogie boards and all their beach toys and fill up with food and water, and we're cleared out in a few hours. The Canadian prepper did a really good job of giving a breakdown of a lot of things, and that's why I featured his videos. I'd love to talk to him. I put my phone number out there for people to know about. There was a video where Atlas survival structures shows where they buried um, a bunker, and it was pretty complete. The unfortunate thing, the air handling system was down low enough where somebody could drop something in there and kill the occupants. So I think of outside the box, outside the bomb shelter. I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth, be nuked, or have a hit put out on me. There are scientists that are killed, people that teach natural health and wellness that are killed, people exposing vaccinations that are killed. I'm exposing all of it. Those videos are on my channel. I've been heard saying even when this me dies, my digital me will keep on going. Not necessarily. All the artificial intelligence would need to do is delete every occurrence of my digital activity. That would be it. That'd be it. I could go to the beach and yell out to the people, or go to the Walmart and say, hey, the end is near. I remember seeing the guy wearing the sandwich board in California, downtown LA, ringing the bell with a long beard. He looked like a starving Santa Claus of sorts. He wasn't wearing the hat and all that, but he was saying the end is near. Well, the end is near, and I'm actually prepared to die. I'm prepared to live and die. And so some people's response is preparation is to have extra stuff, extra consumables. That may give you some extra time. Ultimately, from the perspective that I have, I'm a biblical creationist that is unapologetically biblical on all things that the Bible talks about, the need to be born again to even see the kingdom of heaven. I'm not afraid of demons. I'm not afraid of Satan's children. I'm not afraid of human sacrificing Satanists, the military industrial complex that some of those wicked people are integrated in. They're all over. There are children of Satan all over. Now, here's the group that I'm especially interested in, those that will be born again, that are children of God, and they may be practicing some wicked activity right now. They can truly be set free and born again if it's God's will for their life. So even though I'm talking about many conspiracy realities, I'm still proclaiming the gospel to the ends of the earth around the clock. Adding Bible.com to a comment face to face or Facebook worldwide makes God's word available in over 1,700 languages. Bible.is, you can actually download the Bible. So there's mystery with history. Artificial intelligence is gaslighting humanity. You might want to hashtag gaslighting. It's a trip. Questioning our thoughts, what we've believed, what we saw, what we think we know. It's mind blowing to say the least. The Mandela effect. What's going on with that? Well, Ouija boards and quantum computers have something in common. They're drawing answers out of the ether, uh, out of a spiritual dimension. And yeah, I know about Schrodinger's cat and all the talking heads that are talking about superposition and quantum physics and quantum reality and Max Planck and the Planck length and all that. I've got the ability to remember much of what I think is important to talk about. So I'm on my way to Costco to get a little extra toilet paper, a little extra food. It's not really extra. Just think about it. If you couldn't go to a store for the next year, how long would you last? You might want to have, depending on where you live, a plug that you can put in your toilet so sewage doesn't back up in your house. How about that? It's terrible. You don't necessarily need a, a big fancy toilet. You can put a small container in your toilet and use it, and then take it outside and bury it. You can use swamp water to flush a toilet. I wouldn't be drinking it. You might want to have pool shock. Pool shock is a treatment that you can chlorinate thousands of gallons of water, tens of thousands of gallons of water with some of those chlorine crystals. So I learned from everybody. I learned how to do things. I learned how not to do things. It's kind of interesting. It's We live in a very interesting time. There's a deep fake of humanity going on with what's being projected through the televisions. I still watch TV. Imagine that. I'm watching my YouTube channel and other channels that when I click like on a YouTube video, It's added to my liked video playlist. I'll keep on sharing it, and I'm going to create other playlists. You can, if you successfully make it to my channel, if you're watching this video, it's pretty easy. But I'm speaking to people that may see this at a different point in time. Some people have a hard time finding my channel or finding the truth. So on my channel, I make my phone number visible easily for a reason. It's a searchable number. My name is searchable. If you hashtag Robert Force, you should find that I'm the #1 result for that search worldwide. And you'll see thousands and thousands of my activity of posts covering all the different social media platforms that I can participate on. And yet, that could all be wiped out. This is not a me show, it's a we show. What can we do? We can share the truth with anybody who will listen. You can go to your settings and make your liked videos playlist public and share that link. You can learn how to copy and paste if you don't know how. I'll explain it. I'm going to tell you a quick story about that. About 4 years ago, I asked our son David while he was visiting here, I said, "Can you teach me how to copy and paste?" I said, "I think it could be really, really helpful." He said, "Command V or Command C, Command V." I said, "That's it?" He said, "Yep." I said, "This world will never be the same." And it hasn't been. Because of that, I can copy and paste my liked video playlist to people all over the world. Previously, I couldn't send somebody my playlist that I wasn't directly connected to on Facebook or Messenger. There's roughly 2 billion people on Facebook, and they impact the rest of the world. For those of you who say, "Oh, no, I don't do Facebook," oh, okay, whatever. Whatever, I'll use it all. I tweet, I Facebook, I Instagram, I'll do all of it that I can. And then I'll just relax, have a time of recovery, resting. So I make a concerted effort to put in healthy nutrients. Food for thought is not just an idea to consider, it's healthy nutrients that are the building blocks for our physiology. The electrolytes that are in products like baking soda and boron, which is borax, you can look it up. I consume about a quarter teaspoon of borax a day. It's boron. It's healthy nutrients for my neurotransmitters. I bathe in reverse osmosis drinking water. That's what this water is. It has all the dissolved solids removed out, as well as other people's prescriptions. I weigh myself before and after a bath. Sometimes I may gain or lose 7 to 10 pounds. Wow. Our body soaks up water when we get in the bathtub. I get in the water as hot as I can stand, and I give myself a deep tissue dermal massage. Imagine the body soaking up water and I'm working the tissue. It's not a pleasure fest. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm working the tissue so that the, the toxins are released from the fatty tissue, however much of that there is, and the muscle tissue. The lactic acid is released. I'm 58 and I feel great. I make a concerted effort to put in healthy nutrients and restrict toxins. So I liquefy healthy nutrients. Fruits, vegetables, seeds like chia seed, hemp hearts, building blocks for our physiology. I'll have typically about a quarter cup of organic coconut oil a day. I like to have coffee made with the highly purified water. Coconut oil is a brain nutrient. It's good for skin, hair, nails. I'm not using any commercial products for deodorant. The baking soda water with boron in it that I make, I soak my body gloves in for exfoliating. There's going to be no fungus that's going to grow in boron baking soda water. Just so you know, cancer is a fungus. You can kill cancer with baking soda water injections, apparently. The doctor is on my liked videos. He's a doctor from Italy. The Extreme Reality Check channel posted Cancer Cures, talked about it. So when I drink the liquid, the highly purified water that's got the baking soda and boron, it cleanses the liver, kills gastrointestinal fungus, candida. It kills fungus anywhere else. Dandruff, I saw it on my earlier channel. I had a little on me. I'll dip my fingers in that water and put it on my scalp. It'll kill dandruff. Premature cell death. It's a fungus is what it is. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm not embarrassed about it. It's a daily treatment that I do. I have my fingernails cut short and sharp. I use a real good clipper, and it will help if I get something that I need to extract from my skin like that. No problem. That may sound gross. I'm telling you, we're being assaulted. The atmospheric dispersal, and yeah, Greta Thunberg. It's weather modification. Greta, or whatever your gender actually is. I don't know. I'm not hating on Greta. I believe she or he or that entity is propped up by a system of control that will elevate people to a point of recognition, and then a lot of people will follow them. So if somebody says global warming, I'll say, well, there's weather modification. It's not really a globe either. It's not really flat. It's stationary and level. There would be no level anywhere on a spinning water ball hurling through space. Do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, gyrating? I'm rock solid. Have been for a long time. She's a flat. She's a round. We've got a firmament up above us. The water seeks level and covers the face of the earth. We've got mountains over 5.5 miles tall. The reason I bring this up is because a lot of people are hating on us that have become aware of a lot of the grand illusion that we're living in. Most of humanity doesn't know, and they don't care. Their ignorance and apathy is unfortunate for them. I don't mind enlightening them. Feel free to share my work. Many of you have. I appreciate it. Hey, if I could get on the late night show or the daily show, or talk to Lewis Black, who's making fun of me and other flat eartheners, or PewDiePie, I don't mind. I got it going on. It's on tap, ready to go anytime until I'm deleted, whether it's my social media platforms that I'm on, or my physiology. I'm good to go. It's been a good ride. I don't mind it. I'm not shopping around for another partner, another wife. No, one and done. She's leaving me apparently. And if I were to go chasing around after someone else, then it would change everybody's perspective of me, including myself. I'm not. I hope she wakes up. But apparently, she wants to believe the lie that she believes. Most people do. Second Thessalonians chapter 2 says to everybody forever, they refused to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion. This delusion is so powerful, it's beyond human comprehension to overcome it. I believe God's grace is required to love and believe the truth, let alone find it. The truth isn't based on popular opinion. It's not popular and it's definitely not an opinion. It's just the truth. You can't handle the truth, or can you? Maybe you can. I hope you can. I hope you can find it. It's going to be evident that you've asked for help on that. And the truth I'm talking about is the truth about whatever it is that you believe is important. So you might hate on me for believing this or that. I would say, well, is it true? Whatever it is that you're looking into. I'm pulling into Costco right now. How about that? Yeah. I'm gonna pull in and get some fuel. There's a little bit of a line, no big deal. I can pull right on in. Isn't that special? And I can do that now because fuel's available. A distribution network has been established that's functioning right now that could crash like that. Oh, do you know how much a gallon of water weighs? It depends. Depends on the temperature. Do you know how many gallons of fuel they can add to the fuel tanks here? 500 gallons per minute. 500 GPM. It's all about flow, the flow of fuel. Fuel in, water out. It's all part of the system. It's a cleverly created system. Some fuel distribution networks have generators. They need the generators not only for the pumping of the fuel, it's for the electronic, whoa, sorry about that. It's for the electronic funds transfer. That all needs to happen. The mark of the beast system is ready to go. The whole thing is ready to go. Are you ready for it? Let me show you. How will that work for you? So I'm exposing the system for what it is. I use it every day. I use this system every day. What will you do when you can't fill up your car or truck? Or if you're so fortunate to have a Tesla, the new Tesla Cybertruck. Hey, I'd be all about it if I could. I'm not going to be able to afford one, right? Probably not. I don't think Elon's going to give me one. I've been calling him out on the space space fakery with SpaceX about that. I don't mind. I'm not going to compromise my integrity to get some trinkets or toys. What will it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? Yeah, how about that? So when the lights go out, where will you be? When the grid goes down, will you be able to fill up your vehicle with gasoline? How long can your generator run? When they're dimming the air, let me show you. There's not a whole lot of sun happening right now for solar energy. There's wind blowing. You can create electricity with wind. There's electricity in the ether all around us. How about that? AETHER, ether. It's the air all around us. We've got lightning and we've got the northern lights to show when I'm talking about there's electricity all around us. I'm not making this stuff up, not at all. So what I'll do is I'll park my car right over there, the Truth Mobile, where it can be seen from people filling up with fuel. It's the way I do this. I'll walk into the Costco with my cooler that's all stickered up with Truth, and I'll be getting some extra provisions. What will people see? What will they see? So this is how I do it. Some will see it, some will find it, some will look for the truth, and some will just believe the lie they apparently want to believe. So this is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. Thanks so much for your public and private encouragement. Feel free to reach out anytime. I'll add my liked videos playlist to the comments soon, and I have to keep on activating public for that. That's okay. I'll do it as long as I can. Thank you so much.